What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, as well as XRP. If you guys haven't yet already checked out the market, we do know that coins are dropping. Cryptocurrency is falling. We have Bitcoin correcting below $7,000. We haven't seen this in quite a long time. We do know, as mentioned in yesterday in the following video, that we did open a short position on DueDEX. And as we know, with this market correcting pretty low, I think it's about time we check on it and make sure that we are profiting quite nicely. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe. Turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, as you can see, we are on the current coin market, we're on my current YouTube channel, and you'll notice a couple of things. We've basically been talking about and regarding that we're expecting to see a short-term correction. I've been talking about it in almost all of my videos the past couple of weeks. You can see the correction right here, the small dip followed by an immediate, movement to the upside. You can see even zoomed in right here now that I was referring to the fact that we are going to see this drop in price eventually hitting support at the bottom. And you can see we're getting very close now to that correction happening. And I do believe today is the day where we actually get to witness and see the fall happen. You can even see back here that I had the small dip in price, basically closing off what appears to be a massive descending fractal and a massive descending triangle within XRP, and then an immediate correction to the upside afterwards. So some pretty awesome stuff is going on with the market. You can see it at the top 10 cryptocurrencies. We're just now starting to peak downwards, which means this is prime time for people to take advantage of DueDEX. For those of you that don't know what DueDEX is a way where we've been able to short cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. They will soon add Litecoin, XRP, and Ethereum to their trading accounts, but you can see right now with our position open, we're up about 41% on our trade with 10 times leverage. So we're doing very, very, very nicely. Some awesome profit to be made here. Hopefully you guys took advantage of this. It's still not too late to take advantage of this. It is the first link in the description if you want to sign up, but this is a great way to make profit right now, especially if you don't have a ton of money to invest into the market. The fact that you can leverage trade your position allows you guys to be able to actually make more profit off of a smaller deposit into the site. So you can see with a leverage of 10 times, we're making 41% growth, which is absolutely fantastic and amazing. So with that knowledge, let's dive into the technical analysis. We do know the correction is just starting right now. Markets are down about 3 to 6%. And what's actually wild to me is we used to do technical analysis where every time the market was correcting lower, we were very upset and we were trying to actually buy the dip, buy in lower, and then make money on the rise back up. But actually now moving forward, I'm actually just as excited when we see the market and the prices drop because we can actually profit off of this as well, which is awesome. So being that we can obviously short the coin allows us to make quite a bit of profit. So to update where we are, we did a leverage trade of about $500. You can see right here a total value of, you can see 500 USD, an entry price that we entered at about 72.46. The market is currently 69.53, which means the price dropped about $300 and we made about 68. Now, some people were telling me that I did the trade or I entered it wrong due to the fact that I allowed myself to leverage it by 10 times. I could have entered up to $5,000 instead of the 500 that I put in. So I did have that backwards. So that's something hopefully you guys can test out too. If you want to leverage trade 10 times, you can actually type in, and if let's say you have $500 in your account, you can leverage it 5,000. I did not realize I could do that, and I'm actually seeing it right now. I'm not too sure. It says notional value is here, but my available is here. So this could actually go through. Definitely let me know down below for you guys to make a huge profit off of this too. But regardless, the margin level is $68. Unrealized P&L is $20 so far. This, it says, is your indicative profit loss if this was to ever exited at market. When not hovering, we show your profit loss calculated. And you can see this is the margin being used for the position with current leverage. You can add or remove margin clicking. Changing leverage also changes position margin. So I believe this is your indicative profit loss if this position were exited at market. So I believe if I was to close this at market, I would get $20. But if I close this right now, because I leveraged it 10 times, I would get $68 off this correction lower. And I am anticipating us to swing even lower than that, so I'm not necessarily selling out right now. I may actually buy more into the market. But you can see right now on Bitcoin what exactly is happening. You can see with this support right here, we actually finally broke below it on a support that's been since the beginning of, right here at the beginning of 2019, we were on this uptrend. You can see we did actually break below it in the past, and this is now the second time we really corrected below here. We're really waiting for the candle to close here, but ultimately you can see why exactly we're falling lower. You can see on here we do have this resistance right here, this resistance band, and you'll notice right now that the price is actually starting to get rejected from here. We retested that resistance, that top level, and now we're starting to swing lower. And you'll notice every single time in the past where we do pretty much retest that resistance, we end up correcting all the way back down to bottom support. Happened here, it's happening here, and it happened here where we correct all the way lower. So honestly, my thought and my idea is we're going to see a swing all the way back down to the bottom here. Now, understand previous supports, when we did see that swing, you can see this correction, this dip lower. We were at 10,000. We were trading at around the same price we are right now. You can see right here where we're at 38 on the RSI. When that price corrected lower, we eventually became oversold. You can see right now we're about $7,000 and we're about 39 on the RSI. So there still is plenty of potential and room for us to swing down to easily $5,500. It is something to consider. That's why I did open this short. We do have plenty of room to head lower. You can also see the massive bearish cross we're about to see on the MACD, which is another great indicator that we're probably going to just start heading down now. The other great opportunities and things that you guys probably haven't really paid much attention to, but I know a lot of you guys on my Patreon have noticed. I also post videos on Patreon. I post content on Patreon before I actually come live and public with it on YouTube. So if you want to kind of hear the advantages before I go public on YouTube, definitely make sure to sign up for my Patreon as well. But in regards to Litecoin and Ethereum, notice this is exactly why I did put that short in yesterday or 2 days ago. You can see we even have here, every time we hit this resistance, we break bearish. You can see right here, we fell lower. Even here, we fell lower. You can see here, we fell lower. Every single time we hit the resistance, we break bearish. It happens here. It happened here. It happened here. It happened here. I sound like a broken record, but every single time we end up correcting all the way back down and hitting support. We climb back up, we break down, we hit support. We climb back up, then we climb back down, we hit support. Same thing happened here. We're going to end up falling back down and hit support. So you can see this pattern happens over and over and over and over again. Every time we hit that top resistance, we consolidate or bottom down. Then we retest that once again. You can see the pattern happens constant cycle, and now that we hit that resistance once again, there's a very, very, very high chance we're going to see that swing to the downside. We're very high up on the RSI, and we're about 37 on the RSI, gives us room to head lower, but we're very high up on the MACD, which gives us reason to believe that that bearish cross should happen soon. Same thing goes with the Ethereum pattern. You can see right here, we finally got kind of consolidated into this wedge, retesting top resistance, and we should expect to see that correction to the downside as well. Same thing goes with XRP, a coin that's pretty much kind of making its own path, a little bit different than the other cryptos, but more so XRP is in a major descending triangle, so for the most part, we are going to consolidate. There's more consolidation, less price movement. Honestly, buying into XRP right now, in regards to the long-term 2020 movement, if you're going to hold on for the long term, in a year, 6, 7, 8 months, then I consider XRP a good investment because I do believe we're fairly bottomed off right now. I do believe we have a little bit more room to head lower, but it's only a short term, maybe a 16 to 15 and change, 15 cents, maybe 15.5 or 15.5. And then we should immediately see that correction where we will be finally making a positive return on investment for the end of 2020. I don't believe we'll actually break below 16-cent barrier right here. But for the most part, these coins are looking very nice. You can see the pattern is very similar on all the cryptos, this descending fractal. It's on Ethereum, it's on Bitcoin, it's on Litecoin. They all are in the fractal. We've all hit the top resistance, and we're all due to correct lower. That's why my short position is on here. I don't expect us to break through here anytime soon, and that's why we're seeing that correction lower. You can also see on Bitcoin, we have that long-term uptrend, not as bullish as these smaller ones here, but notice every time we tend to break bearish and fall lower. That's right around where we're seeing right now. So there's a chance we're going to see that consolidation, that correction. Very, very, very possible we could see a $5,000 or $4,900 Bitcoin again before we start and see that major rally into 2020. Now, I do talk that we are going to see potentially big movements and big runs in 2020, but I do believe we need the short-term movement first. If it's anything like previous history, we should expect to see the dip happen, consolidation, and then see the swing to the upside. We're expecting maybe like 2 to 3 months of consolidation. We have about, I would say, and I'll just test it right here. Once the break happens, so we can start it from the dip to the correction point, I would start to say about 90 days, so about 3 months, like I said, of sideways movement. We really don't see much in the price, and then we should start to get some volume and some lift off, which should shoot us up to about $13,000. Reason being is we're on this this long-term, very steady uptrend, so it's ultimately pushing the price of the coin higher and higher, and then we should eventually see movements up to, $13,000, $14,000, $15,000. But otherwise, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Like I said, if you haven't already taken advantage of DueDEX, definitely make sure to do that. Sign up. They're doing a sign-up bonus. That is also linked in the description. Trade around with it. Short the coin. The market is going to dip, and I expect it to dip much lower, so definitely take advantage of that. But otherwise, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to break 13K. I literally believe we are only a couple subscribers off from that, which blows my mind. So we're starting the year off right. We have 12,989 subscribers, about 11 subscribers off from 13K. And the goal for 2020 is to double it. So I'm trying to hit 26,000 subscribers on YouTube, which will be honestly a dream come true. But otherwise, I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.